Why theology?
Why theology? I mean, why do you believe in God? I mean, I guess that's it all. I mean, I've been brought up as a Christian, and when I was at university at Oxford, that's kind of where I began to have some real experiences of God. And I remember going to a church in Oxford called St Mary Magdalene, which was a high Anglican, really high Anglo-Catholic with holy water and smells and bells and all that. I just thought, wow, this is amazing, the whole mystery of the whole thing. Anyway, so it's all followed on, and one Christmas Eve I went down to Wells Cathedral in Somerset, where I lived close by, for the midnight service. It was just beautiful, it was just stunning. I was absolutely whacked by the whole thing. And I just burst into tears. It was so wonderful. And kind of everything began to happen from there. So it was kind of God was saying, I need you to think about this. And then one of the things that happened to me on the way back from that was I began to think about clergymen, because they were only clergymen in those days. And I thought, they're no different from anybody else, really. Except, you know, we'd often seen them as kind of distant, grey-haired, dark suit, lived in big houses, don't talk to anybody very much. And I thought, but it's not about that, you know, it's actually about connecting with people. And because I guess because I've been born and brought up in a pub, and you're used to mixing with people of all types and energies, I developed this real passion to break through the kind of way in which the church seems to somehow get in the way of God, and the kind of stereotypes we have of us, to say actually it's about real things, gutsy, ordinary living. So I've always tried to do that.
Can I take a seat in your office?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
should we sit down and have a chat?
Let's say this is the office.
It's not a bad office, is it?
Not bad, eh?
Explain your role here at the Cathedral and the team you manage. It's quite a big team.
Yeah, for the church it's quite a big team. It's an amazing job. I mean, you know, God is good and called me to this amazing place here, which is, you know, it's right in the heart of the city. It's the heart and soul of the city. It's both the cathedral for the diocese, so it's the mother church of the diocese. It's where the bishop has her seat, as it were. And we're also the place where the city comes to grieve and to celebrate. And I have the job, and you could say in some ways I'm the voice of the cathedral into the city. And my job is to do what all priests do, which is to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ as a sort of the means for people to try to discover what it really means to be human. And we're about transforming the unjust structures of the world as well. You know, it's a big call, and I've got a team of 9 of us, full-time people, which is only a really small team for the kind of operation that we are. But that's okay. We work. Oh, it's pretty relentless, but we have a real passion about what we do. I guess a lot of the time, what my role is to build bridges into the life of the community. So I engage. We talk about engaging with the life of the city and ministering to its needs. So I have the privilege of spending time and meeting some of the people who are the movers and shakers around the city, in terms of like the mayor and people in police, social services, arts and so on. And wherever I go, I nearly always wear this, the dear old dog collar, as we call it. I want to implicate the church in everything I'm doing. And sometimes you'll say, oh, what's a priest doing that? You know, because I guess I'm saying it's all about life, and God is in the midst of all of life. It's not my job to ram a Bible down people's throats, but it is my job to kind of engage with them, exploring what are the really important issues here. What does it mean to be human? How are we making a difference for good? And how can I work with all people of goodwill, whatever faith they may have? There
was a point, though, that you actually took a break.
Yeah, that's
from
right.
the church.
Yeah, that's right. At the end of 1999, I was at St Matthew in the City. And I'd been on sabbatical leave and came back, and God and I were okay. I mean, fine, you know, God and I have a kind of testy relationship. And there's lots of times I go, oh no, don't do this to me. But God constantly is calling us to, you know, to be more engaged, and at the same time, it's amazingly forgiving. But I came back and I kind of had it with the church really, at that time, and decided I needed to give it a break. And at the same time, I was headhunted as well for a job in Wellington, and I was a management consultant for a couple of years, really kind of working with corporate executives in some really interesting organisations, because it seemed to me that people, chief executives and others, have huge responsibilities. They're managing the lives of many, many people, large resources, and the question is, how are you making a difference for good? How are you impacting on these people's lives, making real decisions? And it's a lonely role in offering these roles. And my job was to be a confidant, to be a sounding board, and what we'd call a mentor for some of these people.
No different. I'm thinking there's big parallels between that and also standing in front of the church. You're just in a different office.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, very much like that. So I did that for a couple of years. And then kind of all things happened again. I got called back up to Auckland and did some more work in the church for a bit. And then this happened. And wow, and this is the best job in the church for me. Yeah, I'm an extrovert.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. Well, this is your stage, isn't it?
Well, you could say that. I hope I'm reasonably humble about it. But yeah, it is the stage, and it is the place where we seek to proclaim the good news.
Easy ones, I just have to lift the pancake off the skillet. Not at all. The pancakes have to be flipped. Okay?
Yeah, today is Shrove Tuesday, so traditionally we have pancake races here, which are a very ancient tradition. So yes, I shall be part of the Cathedral team, very much so. We hope to win. Unfortunately, each year Christ College win. I think they should have a handicap. It's not fair.
So Christ College, though, it must be the teachers, surely?
No, it's the lads. I mean, so, they are, they're fit, they're young, they're virile, and old codgers like me flipping pancakes up and down here. Now, that's great fun.
How do you keep yourself fit?
Well, I'm in the gym, and I swim. It's a great team down there, and I'm probably not as regular as I ought to be, but that's great. So I start the mornings, most mornings, going down to the gym, doing a workout, and then end up with a coffee with them all, which is pretty good fun. And then come along here and off we go, look at the emails, have to say some prayers together with my colleagues, and off the day goes. You never quite know what the day's going to be.
Peter, you were brought up in pubs.
I was born in a pub and brought up in one, in Sheffield in England. Yeah. If I hadn't been a priest, I'd have probably been a publican. Actually, they're very similar jobs in many ways, because you're dealing with people all the time. A good publican will be doing that well and effectively, like this guy here, building community. And I learned more from my mum and dad in the pastoral care they were giving to customers over the counter, the locals, the regulars, than I ever did at theological college, actually, because they were really, really caring people. So, yeah, that was my life. A lot of important things for me have happened in pubs. I met my wife in a pub. She was on her OE, a good Kiwi's OE, and she was in Banbury, where I was the young curate. And after evensong on Sundays, I used to go across the road to this big hotel and just have a drink with some friends. And there was this rather gorgeous-looking Kiwi girl on the other side of the counter. That's how we met.
Over a pint?
Kind of over a pint, yeah, that's right, absolutely.
What's next for you, Peter?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've been at the Cathedral just over 7 years, and I'm due to be 65 in 2013. And I'm not going to kind of retire from working and stuff, but I think that's probably about the time I will sort of resign as dean anyway, and take my pension. But we're intending to stay in Christchurch, which is cool. And Gay and I think, well, we've managed to put the money together to have a little apartment here, right in this area around Poplar Lane and Litchfield Street, which is just a fabulous area to be. It's full of life and energy, and the trams will be going by before long. So we've got a little apartment that we're going to retire to here, and so I'll be able to, you know, it's on the first floor, so go up in this big lift, and there's enough room when the time comes for my Zimmer frame to park in. And I'll be able to come down and come around here, or the coffee bars, and, you know, just generally make a nuisance of myself around this lovely part of the city. I'm certainly not going to sort of slow down, but I think life is such fun, and it's so challenging, and there's many things that need to be done, really. I think it's an extraordinarily interesting time to be alive. We're facing big challenges as humanity is facing big challenges, and it's kind of a privilege to be alive, to be involved in it.